Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what's going on? Y'all know I had to do it. I had to do it. It's finally here. Yeah. Um, the Aerosoft CRJ-700 and 900 flavor. Didn't come with the 200. Honestly, me personally, I'm not a fan of the 200. I'm seeing less and less of those daily, so yeah, I can totally not. Uh, Totally won't miss the 200 at all. Just me. But this is what you get. We're going to do a little quick flight to Shreveport. It's like maybe 20, 30 minutes from takeoff to touchdown. But just wanted to give you a quick rundown of the outside. Um, I don't think they the word contact points are off. I think in the aircraft CFG file. So I'm sure an update will come probably within the next day or so because that's going to bug the crap out of a lot of people. So I'm sure somebody's probably going to jump in there and make some adjustments, and bam, um, the gate will phone call. Okay, the gate will meet up with the door just fine. But other than that, model's pretty good. Um, does not come with a 3D cabin, which me personally, I could care less about. I mean, it's nice if it comes with it, but I'm not gonna spaz out about it, honestly. Um, but as far as the actual model itself, I mean, I'm not mad at it. I love how the handrails come down when you're, well, at least trying to attempt to dock. Uh, when you're trying to attempt to use the gate, at least. Sorry about that. I was checking a text message, but yeah, man, let's go ahead and jump in here. I don't have a whole lot of time, but I was like, man, I got to get this up. Um, so this is what you see. It's cold and dark right now. Um, the textures, uh, they could be better, but they could be a heck of a lot worse. So, Aerosoft, I'm not mad at you. Not mad at you at all. Wow. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Woo, text message. But, yeah, I'm not mad at them. I mean, it's functional. Um, with the lower resolution textures, it's easy on the frame. So, like I said, I mean, it's good enough to do what you need to do with it. So, yeah, let's fire this thing up. Got your little tablets there, which I think is pretty cool. Power them on and off. Boop. So, not bad there. As far as like what works, what doesn't, I have not found anything that does not work according to Aerosoft. Um, any and everything that is pertinent to normal operation is functional on this aircraft. So I'm just going to take Matthias' word for it that that is the case. So um, I mean, like I said, it's I haven't found anything out of the ordinary as far as oh god, the packs don't work or something like that. I mean, given that this aircraft has come from the same camp as the Fokker 100 and 700 that was out back around like the FSX and FS9 days, if you guys have been around it that long. Um, and I need to update that. Okay. so let's get this thing powered up. Alrighty, let's. Not sure if you can hear the GPU starting up there. Appears on the outside. Looks like the normal Aerosoft GPU. Nothing special there. Got my battery master on. Everything's lighting up. Alright, so everything's good to go there. So we're going to make this short and sweet. I'm trying to think of anything else. As far as getting this thing on, I'm not going by the checklist at the moment, but they do leave pretty nice, fairly nice checklists to go by on your tablet. So you can go through safety check, originating checks, pretty much all of your operational checklists are there, which is nice. Another cool feature that I kind of enjoy is the fact that I don't have to jump into another program, even though it comes with a standalone program to adjust your weights and stuff like that. You can throw packs and cargo on here instead of having to jump out of FXX. The only difference between the tablet and the external program that I've noticed is the fact that you can adjust the passenger weights. You can add like a child weight and adjust just a few more options in the external program. But other than that, if you're just trying to, get quick flight going, jump in here, throw your passengers on, bam, you're done. Zoom in a little. There we go. So, like I said, you can want to add them one by one, or bam, double tap them, and it looks like it goes up by 10. So, I think for what I'm trying to do, I think I said 1,600 pounds. So, alright. 1,600 there. Fuel. It does come with Professional Flight Planner X performance file, so out of the box you can jump in and get a PFPX flight plan going. Alright, so about 4,000 pounds. That's about what I figured. 4,000 right there. I've only flown it like 2 or 3 times since I've purchased it, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm proficient at all. I got that. We're just going to run through the flows and be on our way. KDFW. Alright, cool. So, bam, it's right there. And, excuse me. Yeah, I was up at like 4 this morning waiting for this new release. It's terrible. Terrible. Alright, I'll wait before I do that. I'm gonna take a little time and go through this tablet real quick. It does a lot as far as functionality wise. I don't think I gave it enough credit. Something that just blew my mind about this deal here. For example, your performance initialization page. Jump in here, and of course you can set your payload and fuel on the aircraft, so you're good there. You hear a little ding saying, "Hey, you're loaded." But then you can copy the data here, and bam, all the data is populated in your flight management computer, which is flipping amazing. I know other developers do it different ways. Some of them you can right-click on a button and it populates your zero fuel weight and stuff like that. This guy here, just copy it, bam, it's in there. You're done. You know, no harm, no foul. Um, but diving in this a little more closely, you can adjust your V speeds here. Another cool feature. Once again, I mean, this is just full of like really convenient crap that makes your life a whole lot easier, especially when you're just trying to get a quick flight in and say you accomplish something for the day. Oops, sorry about that. But yeah, just to say you accomplished something for the day. So, like for example, all your V speeds. I know some developers, once again, you can go in there and right-click your V1, your VR, and V2 speeds. This guy here, it's already taken in your weights and calculated them. So your V speeds, you just set takeoff, and your takeoff speeds are automatically populated on your multifunctional display. So just a lot of conveniences that makes simming a whole lot easier. And of course, once you get to that point, you can bam, hit set landing, you're done. So yeah, they definitely get a W for that one. Options, kilograms, pounds, guys, the usual, Celsius temperature, dual Q or single Q for your flight director. So you can adjust that on the fly. IRS align time. 9 times out of 10, unless it's a brand new aircraft and it's first flight of the day and nobody's been in there, nobody's turned AP or anything, your IRSs are probably going to already be aligned. Once again, unless it's the first flight of the day, so you normally just set it for quick or instant, whichever suits your fancy. Help messages enabled, or disabled, in case you don't like, in case you don't feel like reading the mail, you can hit enable and get little help messages. Of course, mine are disabled. Um, flight plan page, flight number position. Apparently, this is a carrier option, so non-Lufthansa. I'm assuming Lufthansa liveries have a different area of displaying their flight number, so you can change that here. That's it. Now, PFD, the throttle lieutenant, for those of you who have the FS Labs Airbus A320, you know that your throttles work off detent. I'm going to go ahead and try to demonstrate that. As you move your throttles through the range, you'll notice like a click. Mine are a little sporadic, but for instance, can I see exterior? Sure. There you go there. Try to zoom in as much as I can. Like I said, you don't have the 3D windows, but I don't know, me personally, it's not a huge deal. As far as that goes, I can jump in here real quick and open up the doors for you. See, open, and this is everything. You can also set the stair railings up or down depending on if you're a jetway or not. Well, there you go there. I love that design. Something about the design of that door. And of course, you have your rear luggage there, rear baggage area. But the majority I've seen are loaded from the front. You also have your little tailskid in the back. A lot of developers miss that. Your normal Aerosoft GPU, as I said earlier in the stream. Got your service door on this side as well. So solid model, solid model in my opinion. I mean, and it's all. I guess it really just boils down to what's important to you. Some people like the 3D. You got to have the 3D cockpit. You got to have the. Oh yeah, it's a very well done aircraft. You got to have the 3D cabin. I'm not a huge 3D cabin person. The only thing that I can understand some complaints on is the. I love the United Express. Oh, I love it as well. I love it as well. I think it's. I think it either comes with it. I don't think it does though. I know I know it'll be available for download soon. I know Holgi. He's a huge livery painter for him. I know he's put down a ton of livery. So if it's not up for download already, it's coming. It's probably coming in the next couple of days. I think Matthias is probably just trying to upload them now. But I mean, well done aircraft. But like I said, as far as there are no wing views, I can't find the wing views. I know some people like wing views. There are none. Um, I don't have Easy Dock, so I can't say, well, if you have Easy Dock, you can probably get them. I don't know. But I know that was a huge complaint I've been seeing on the forums, just the fact that they don't have, um, that they do not have the wing views. So, alright, I'll go ahead and dial in this flight plan real quick. And, my mind is going faster than my mouse is. So bear with me. Because I know there are a lot of people who are on the fence. And of course, in case you're wondering, the flight's only like 30 minutes, so. Let's see, so 1-3 left. Make sure I'm putting in the right. Yeah, 1-3 left, so 1-3, yep, right there, okay, cool. Alright, so, Girl 6 departure. 1-3 left. Girl 6. Out, and it also uses Navigraph. Nav data, so actually I'm a beta tester for this by SSG and X-Plane 11. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Actually, believe it or not, this is actually P3D version 4. If I misunderstood you, I apologize. But yeah, this is actually P3D version 4. I do know what you're talking about. The 700 from SSG. It's also a really nice aircraft. I just haven't been in X-Plane 11 in a while. Majestic software. Let's see. Majestic software. Does not even come close to the dash. Okay. I apologize. I don't understand the first thing you said. I do know the Majestic Dash A. Let's see. I mean, they're both pretty decent aircraft. I mean, this one, I guess I don't know. I guess it depends on how you look at it. I mean, as far as turboprops are concerned, yeah, you're right. I mean, the Majestic Dash 8 can't be touched, um, in my opinion. But I mean, as far as overall, I think they both got their. I mean, I have them both. So I guess it just depends on user preference. You know. I'm just throwing a random flight number. Let's see, legs page, my arrival. Let's see here. Of course you're gonna be weird. does the CRJ-700 have auto throttle? No, sir, it does not. It uses FADEC. Um, it can fly, if I'm not mistaken, it can fly vertical restrictions, but regarding a full authority auto throttle, no, sir, it does not. Let me go ahead and stow these real quick. Let's see. ILS-14. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going back and forth between screens here. Execute. Let's see. Last page, flight plan page. Alright, performance initialization, cruise altitude. I probably should have totally printed this out, but you know, whatever. Say 200. We're gonna do 21,000. 21,000. Execute. And let's see. Let's go back to our payload. Copy that in there. Alright, normalize, go ahead and verify my settings, make sure everything's good to go. And it's close enough. You can input additional information, such as like your climb, cruise, and wind speeds. For example, let's see here, 282 at 25 knots, so 282 at 25. Bam, there you go. But other than that, we're pretty much ready to go. So let's go ahead and get that going. Gate. Close the doors. Alright, nav on, beacon on. Let's see, let's get the APU started. So doors open. Start the APU. Got a good EGT, good RPM. Emergency lights on. Just keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going by memory items here. I'm not going verbatim on the checklist. Boost pumps on. Looks like our APU just came online, so we'll get off of external power. Off. Verify my parking brake set. Turn that off. One more view around the aircraft. Make sure we're clear of ground equipment. Let's see here. Go ahead and set my cruise altitude. We're not using VATSIM or anything like that today. Like I said, the real purpose, I just wanted to, in case anybody was on the fence about purchasing it, just go ahead and go through the motions and let everyone know if this is a good or bad investment, so to speak, in your flight sim entertainment. But I mean, so far I haven't had any CTDs. Frames, I'm getting around. Let's see, frames I'm around 30. I'm at DFW, Dallas Fort Worth. I'm getting around. I'm set to unlimited. I'm getting around 30, high 20s, mid 30s per second on the ground. It's not bad. Alright, make sure I'm on FMS1. Let's see, and alright, cool. packs while we're waiting. And whoops, pumps. Alright, go ahead and release the parking brakes. Alright, go ahead and do an engine start here, so we verify we're clear on the right. And starting right. Verify N2 increase. And wait for 20%, I believe. And we'll introduce fuel. Alright, 20%. I know you guys want to see the outside, so. Yeah, no wing views in case you just jumped in there. Alright, so looks like we're good on number 2. So we'll verify we're clear on the left. Starting left. And the startup sequence is all automated other than introducing the fuel, which is nice. You don't have to turn off the packs or anything. And bring in the fuel there. And like I said, honestly, if somebody CRJ-700, definitely. Yeah, I have to say, as far as the flight sim community, we've been dying for a good regional jet. I mean, we have, you have the 737. Now we even have a 717, and I mean, we were just dying for RJ. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I get tired of hitting hub to hub. All right, go ahead and set parking brakes. It gets a little old, so it's nice to really go in and hit those small hometown feeder routes that a lot of these RJs are doing now. I mean, honestly, you really don't see many. I know in the United States, you really don't even see that many turboprop routes being ran anymore. At least I know on the East Coast, I think they're still running the dashes a lot. So I mean, I really can't say, hey, let's just take out the Dash 8 Q400, because I know as far as United's concerned, they're just running solely out of Denver, and that's it. So yeah, we totally need an RJ. So despite the little issues, the little quirks, I'm willing to deal with it. I've been able to complete a flight so far with no issues. Let's see, I'm missing one. Oh yeah, windshield on the low. As far as ease of use, it's a very easy airplane to fly. As I said before, there is no auto throttle. You fly this aircraft using, of course, FADEC, and once you cruise, you'll set a power setting. And the more you fly the airplane, you'll start learning the power settings. And for example, you might set like 84% N1 for a particular altitude, and you'll set that power setting, and the end result of that, the performance of that will be, it might give you 0.78 Mach or 0.72 Mach, depending on the power setting. So that is one thing that I did find lacking on this deal, is the fact that it doesn't come with the whole spiel as far as the charts and stuff like that. There was a hot fix. I didn't see what all the hot fix entailed, but it had something to do with the manual. So hopefully that's the fix that we need to give us more. Give us charts. I didn't see any charts. I saw V speeds, but I didn't see any cruise charts or anything like that. So hopefully that'll change. If not, I'm sure it's floating around somewhere on the interwebs. Alright, so that parking brake off. Setting flaps there. Taxi lights on, APU stop. Once again, it's going off my memory items. And if you wanted to verify our flows, you can always jump into the checklist. After start check, make sure your bleed valves are in order. APU is as required. Of course, your probes will be on. Anti-ice as required. Electrics checked. And then your nose wheel steering, of course, will be armed. One thing about the nose wheel steering, it's not as, I mean, it's straightforward, but it's not as straightforward as what you would think. Um, there is a selection, and of course, if you do decide to get it, it's all in the manual. I use FSU IPC for my nozzle steering. However, if you have P3D version 4, am I a bad tester for this aircraft? No, sir. Unfortunately, I didn't have that honor. This aircraft was released this morning. Brand new release, and it's actually available for download. And give me just a second. I will post the URL below to check it out. Actually, let me break real quick. And I'll add it here. See, get it here. Bam. Aerosoft.com. Alright, so looking at the aircraft there, I include the URL in the description. If I didn't mistype it, I believe I did. I believe that's right, so yeah, let's check it out there. So, alright, make sure we're lined up here. This aircraft also comes with a heads-up display. It's actually really nice. I hadn't seen this one since PMDG, but really nice heads-up display. System 2, channel 2, and alright. That's because you gotta, there we go. I'm just gonna do a high-speed taxi real quick. The friction model on this guy is actually not bad. I haven't tried a single engine taxi with it yet, but so far requires very little thrust to get it going, which I'm sure most of you know is a rarity with especially with flight sim models. Um, let's see here. But yeah, like I said, the VC, I'm kind of partial on the VC. Some people say, some people can say, well, the quality should have been a little higher, but I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm not going to be so critical. My biggest thing is that I can get in this aircraft, operate it, get from point A to point B, and not have any issues that breaks or inhibits the immersion factor. Um, I'm not a big virtual cabin person or anything like that. Now, the virtual cockpit has to be presentable, but not so much to where, I don't need 4K textures or anything weird like that. Um, One complaint I've also been hearing on the forums is regarding the avionics. I'm sure you can probably see the wording is a little small, but from what I believe the response was due to the fact that the cockpit is to scale. The end result of that was the fact that the digits are a little smaller, which, of course, you can bring up, you can blow up the displays there, and it helps out quite a bit. So, um, not a huge deal for me. And if anything, you can always bring up your heads-up display, and as long as it's properly configured, you'll be able to fly that, fly the heads-up display. So, not a huge deal breaker for me. As far as flying, how this thing flies, to me it flies great. Let's see, go ahead and hit the toggle button, arm my nav mode. Cool. The sounds, if I am not mistaken, are Turbine Sound Studio sounds. Um, I don't have any intimate experience with this aircraft. The closest thing I've gotten is, see, there you go. There's a flight director there. It's a little tough to see, but I mean, as far as the sounds, to me, the sounds are spot on. Of course, everyone's ear is a little different, so um, your mileage may vary, but my personal opinion, the sound. I mean, they sound great. The engines aren't overpowering, especially on the 700 model. They're kind of far back there, so um, I mean, you're not going to hear every little nuance from the engines. I know sometimes you barely even hear them start, other than the pumps running. But let's see here, we get everything going here. All right, good arm reversers, in case we may need them. Like I said, I haven't had any CTDs with this aircraft yet. That doesn't mean I won't. So if the stream suddenly drops, that's probably what happened. So, all right, take off. Takeoff power set. Engine instruments and limits. Airspeed's alive. A knots. V1. Rotate. V2. Cause rate climb. Gear up. And try to clean up real quick. And bring the throttles back to climb mode. Alright, I'm gonna throw a kick in the autopilot real quick and bring up my display so you guys can see a little easier. But like I said, right now my throttles are set in the climb detent. So instead of the engine's being governed by speed, um, using like a full authority auto throttle is actually being governed by pitch. So right now, I dialed in 230 knots. So we're going through a little turbulence, so it's going to be a little difficult. But what's happening is the autopilot is using pitch to get the performance we want, um, which would be an airspeed of 230 knots. So that's the only downside to, actually it's pretty much going to be all your RJs are going to have this version of FADEC. So like I said, um, it's not going to maintain your speeds or anything like that. So you still have to stay on top of it, but it will make your life a little easier as far as managing thrust. Um, Climb performance, given actually it's a little cooler here in Texas now than it has been. It's actually pretty good. I was kind of wishing it would be a warm day, but right now, I think it's around 70 degrees here, 75 degrees, so it's actually an abnormally cool day for Texas. So I really wasn't able to, run like a full flex takeoff or anything like that. Kind of breeze through some of the views here. I'm from Oklahoma. Awesome. Awesome. I'm maybe, wow, how far? Maybe, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half south of Oklahoma, in Dallas. So yeah, it's definitely been abnormally cool here. So I really was able to test um, the engine management in hot weather situations, but I'm sure that time is coming here shortly. We're past 10,000 feet, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn off our landing lights and seatbelt signs off. So as of right now, I mean, everything's pretty much smooth sailing. Right now we're set for climb at 270 knots. If it's in climb mode, it's surprisingly it's been doing a pretty good job of holding about 84%. I've noticed. Um, but of course, once you get to your cruising altitude, you will have to manually intervene and bring in your and manually reduce your thrust. But from what I've been seeing, the aircraft's extremely responsive to um, changes in speed. Of course, as long as you plan accordingly and stay ahead of the airplane, it does a pretty good job of managing speed. Exterior view there. And it is an overcast day here in Texas, so kind of expected. One thing I did notice, which I don't know, if there are any CRJ aficionados here, my weather radar is on. It's on to WX. Now I know if I go here to, let's see, the WX page, well, probably since there's no convective activity, but I didn't see any returns on my display, so it's probably what happened. Oh, yep, so way on. But yeah, like I said, pretty much everything is on here. Pretty much everything here is functional. Still got your packs. Of course, you can go here and to your synoptic displays. I turned off pack one of those pack, oops, wrong. There we go. Turned off one of those displays, one of those packs, so should be able to see it here. So yeah, pack one is off, so we'll bring that one back online. Electrics, of course, now got both gens going, giving us AC power. Fuel, flat controls are there. Anti-ice, of course, it's not required. Doors, thank goodness they're closed. Fuel reset. So all in all, it's pretty intuitive. Come to find out, let's see, we're 18,000 feet, and let's go to our flight plan here. Zoom out. AIC. Let's jump to, there we go. Now I did notice the airplane is a little fidgety. It is a little fidgety when you're crossing waypoints. I did notice that. I know sometimes it kind of twitched a little bit when I crossed the waypoint. So that's one thing to take note. Nothing to really cause much concern, but I remember Hans did mention that there were still things that are being looked at, but nothing that would hinder the overall experience. Which so far, I get that. Like I said, I hadn't had any deal breakers. I haven't run across any deal breakers. Looks like you ever did. I do. I haven't connected it yet. I was actually just about to reduce our thrust here. Since we're at our cruising altitude of 21,000 feet. But good catch, sir. Thank you. We'll go ahead and I'm used to Boeing, so I'm used to hitting clear and then clearing that. But I believe what you can do is hit this line select key here and connect it that way. Cool. So far so good. I really would like to find a full version manual to actually go through it. Like I said, they are, like for example, we're at 76% in 21,000 feet. We're getting about we're getting about 400 knots true, which, like I said, I don't have any charts to base that off of, so I don't know, but it'd be kind of nice to kind of compare fuel flows and seeing as far as how accurate this thing is on a performance standpoint. But it's not a huge deal. I'm sure it's somewhere posted on the internet. But overall, I've been satisfied. Like I said, I may have taken 3 trips in this thing, and I'm honestly, I'm still kind of shocked at the fact that this thing's finally been released. This has been, wow, like 7 years in the making, 8 years in the making. But what I'm thinking, from what I've been reading on the forums, I believe the model was done long ago. But being that one person was actually writing the code and one person only was in the full development house, I think that was one of the factors that caused it to be delayed. You know, as as bad as it was delayed. But I mean, it can only be expected. Which, like I said, this guy who developed this, Hans Hartman, I think. If, like I said, if anybody have, if you have not tried out his Fokker 100, and you happen to have, I think it's compatible with FSX, you happen to have FSX still installed, give that Fokker a try. I mean, it's at the time it was, I mean, it was groundbreaking. Weather radar. I mean, it was featuring weather radar when no other add-on had weather radar at the time that I know of. I could be wrong, but a fantastic model. And for the longest, they've been talking about um, producing an RJ, which everybody was like, "Oh heck yes, an RJ." But something happened. The team ended up breaking up or whatnot, so it kind of went by the wayside. And then I think Aerosoft picked it up, and Matthias was managing the project, and of course Hans was writing the code, and they finally got it done. And so, I mean, so far I'm impressed. I mean, like I said, the little time I spent hand flying it, um, very predictable, trims out nicely. Um, Approaches are um, what you would expect from a rear-engined aircraft. Not so much of a nose-down attitude on approach as the Dash 200, but with the 700 and the 900 models, they both feature leading-edge slats, which gives you a lot more wing to play with on approach and landing. So that helped a lot with the whole landing attitude issue. But I mean, I wouldn't sit there and call it study level, but I mean, it's for an RJ. I mean, it's so far as I'm going to say regional jets are concerned, it is the best out there as of right now. I think the only thing what we're missing is a decent Embraer, which I'm not sure who's working on that. I know FXX. There was oh god, what is that company called? Phil there. I think they had a Embraer 135, 145, and then 170, 175, and the whole next gen E-Jet series. But I haven't heard anything as far as when they will be updating that. So it's right now this is it. This is all we have as far as regional jets are concerned. Oh, all right. So let's. I'm gonna jump here to my flight plan and grab my frequencies. There we go. And there is quite a bit of weather floating around the area, so um, actually might turn this guy back on because yeah, it's some interesting weather about. I mean, afoot right now. Let's see here. Are you gonna give me ILS frequencies? Summary schedule. Let's see. Or am I gonna have to like manually look this up? I'm gonna have to manually look this up because I'm getting really close to my top of the set. Make sure I got 1-4 selected. So 1-4 is selected. Let's see here. How far are we? All right, 104 miles out. Okay, so we got a little bit of time. I gotta hunt down this. Let's see here. KSHV. before flight. Let's see. Instrument landing system. Let's see, we're going for. So 110.7. I'll go ahead and throw this in there. 110 point. Whoops. 10. There, 110.70. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it in on both sides there. And let's see, approach course. Go ahead and pre-enter that. It should be about 141, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna start my descent here shortly. All right, cool. Sorry about that. But yeah, I've honestly been really excited about this airplane. Just like I said, I just got tired of going from hub to hub and things like that. So it is nice to finally run those feeder routes. And I haven't even tried the 900 yet. So I'll probably fire that up here a little later. 87 miles, so we are booking it. All right, so we'll go ahead and dial this guy down. Like I said, there is no full authority VNAV to start your descent. It's all up to you. But it's, like I said, it is very easy to manage speed with this aircraft. I'm gonna go ahead and idle out those engines and throw it in speed mode. And probably what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna run vertical speed. I mean, I would say that I would have imagined this airplane be a little slicker. I did do a run, a little test run with the gear down. The gear doesn't change as far as drag wise. It doesn't add too much drag. Spoilers help out quite a bit, but for those of you who like to dump the gear to try to get slowed down if you get rushed in on approach or what have you, it will leave you very disappointed. Don't ask me how I know, but it does help, but it doesn't slow it down as much as you would imagine an airplane of this size. Alright, let's see what this thing's doing. So you see it's kinda chasing the track here a little bit. Yes, sir, you can. You can. It is ILS capable. And let's see. Did it miss it? Let's try. Tell you what, we're gonna do this here because it's. I'll throw it in heading mode, and I'm thinking it's trying to capture. That's weird. But yes, to answer your question, you can fly an ILS with this fellow. I did notice one little quirk. Yeah, actually, I think what we'll probably end up doing, we'll probably just go direct Hermer, which is our initial approach fix. So we'll probably just run that. Um, Try to make sure this thing tracks it. And we'll also throw in a wee bit of spoiler. Help us slow down a wee bit. Actually, a little more. I think you bring up the brightness. Can you bring up the brightness in this thing? Now, that's kind of a bummer. I was hoping you could adjust the HUD brightness, but I'm assuming you can't. I'll have to do more research. Let's see. Nav. Second ident, and then marker. Alright, so it looks like we'll hit 4,000 just before the final approach fix. That's nice. That's nice. Alright, and just set down to 3,100. So we're below 10,000 feet, landing lights on. And guys, oh, that's nice, okay. Just heard the seatbelt chime. And guys, I do apologize. I'm totally not following a checklist right now, but I'm just kind of, I just had to take a break from what I was doing. I was like, I just stream real quick, gotta stream it, so. Another outside view there. So you got our spoilers cracked open just a little bit. So you tell we got our course already set. And we're picking up the ILS. Awesome. I'd like to hear it one more time. One more time. There we go. Cool. So at this point, we can shallow out our descent. I'm going to go ahead and reduce that spoiler. I don't think we'll need it anymore. In fact, in a minute, we're going to get ready with introducing a little power. Go ahead and just our to about 180. Then arm our reversers. I believe we can arm our spoilers. Yes, we can. And zoom in a little bit. Go ahead and sync up our heading bud. And I love this, guys, because it keeps you busy in the airplane. You're not relying on the flight management computer to fly the vertical profile for you. You're having to think. It keeps you engaged in the simulation. Your mind's going like this. This is awesome. Um, this is what regional flying is all about. Um, I mean, of course, there are those long hauls, but you know. Alrighty. And it's like we're about 10 miles from Herman. Throttles are still idle. Ah, and one other thing, the engine sync does work on this airplane. It does adjust the N1. It does go off of N1. I think it can do N1 or N2. But all right, so I got 1,000 feet to go. But it does function, in case you're wondering. If not, you know, for your information, that's what I'm saying. There she is there. Alright, get ready to add in a little bit of power. Alright, it's gonna capture. So we're gonna kick in a little thrust. And the airplane should settle out at about 180. And I'm gonna keep this up here to kind of help us out. I'm also gonna arm our approach mode. Bring down throttles a little bit more. And while she's doing that, we're going to jump on our handy dandy iPad here and set our landing speeds. So, see, VREF's going to be 132, so we're going to be looking for 132 there. Now, what I'm looking for, I just want to see how this guy captures the localizer. Because I haven't tested this yet, so I'm a little curious. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and throw in some slats as well. Alright, so it's like localizer is alive. I'm having to add a little rudder to kind of help out with that turn, though. And I think she disengaged on me. Did you disengage on me? I think you did. Let's see what she does. Add a little more throttle. I was hoping she'll settle out prior to glide slope capture, but I don't think so. Or she might capture it. She might. And it's a little bumpy, so. Alright, looks like it did capture glide slope there. Let's see if I can change my format real quick. Alright, I'm gonna idle out. Add some gear, some more flaps. Let's see, will this guy kind of work a little bit? All right. All right, add some more flaps there. All right, and disengage your autopilot. And add that last notch of flaps. Do a quick mental checklist. So we got gear down, flaps down. We're going to pretend we got clearance received. Landing lights on. Spoilers on. Landing checklist complete-ish. So right now I'm hand flying it. No issues. I'm actually flying literally with my thumb and forefinger. So it trims out really well. So I've got that outer marker. And once again, I'm using pitch to control my airspeed and power to control my altitude. Looks like she's settling out just like we wanted to. Got 1,000 foot there. I'm gonna come back on the power a little bit. Little nose down trim. And since this is we can see the runway environment, I'm actually gonna aim just past the touchdown aiming markers. Gonna keep power in. Start working the power out, working power out. Idle up. Little forward pitch versus engaged. Don't have auto brakes, so you're gonna have to get apply brakes yourself. All right, and 60 knots, reverse lights out. All right, go ahead and expeditiously exit the runway environment. And at this point, it'd be kind of nice to have an FO to kind of help out, bring the flaps up, clean the airplane up, and get the APU going. Awesome flight landing. I have to go. See you later. Good stream. Awesome, Parson. Take care, man. We'll see you later. All right, we're gonna work on getting this thing cleaned up. ahead and not go off-roading today, but get our taxi lights on. And if I can get to the APU to get it going, we'll crank that up as well. Let's see, my stat page. Alright, door is open. And let me go back up there and start it. Alright, cool. Alright, got the APU started. But yeah, one thing I will take a look at. Had some issues there capturing a waypoint. Seemed to have gotten kind of weird once we passed over. I think it's McGregor or something. I don't know. Started kind of chase the intersection a little bit, so I'm gonna check the forums out and see if anybody's reported. If not, go ahead and report it. But other than that, I mean, as far as like, should you buy it? I think so. I mean, I think it gets a W. If you're like me, if you're needing an RJ and tired of the medium long hauls. I mean, I will definitely give this a look. Check out the forums, see what other people are experiencing. I know this is just my machine, one computer, so everybody's experiences might be different. So I'm not saying this is going to be, this is going to change your life. But definitely makes flight sim a lot more interesting. Like I said, being able to get into these smaller airports and being somewhat realistic. And I don't know where I'm going. I guess there are no gates here. So let's see here. We'll just whip her around here like so. Good enough for government work. Alright, parking brake on. APU power is available, so we can go ahead and put these girls to bed. And I do hate that though. Let's see here. There we go. Bam. So hydraulic pumps off. Off. Let's see, leave the packs on. Blah 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 blah. Everything else is good. Probes off. Of course, that should have been off. And beacon line off. And yeah, other than that, guys, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pretty good flight. Can't complain. Like I said, it's not perfect. I can maybe think of one aircraft that came out perfect out of the gate. I do love this though, the main exit deal there, and we'll bring the rails up since we don't have a jetway. For cargo, open all that. Let you guys see. The GSX, they're working on a config file. If you have GSX right now, it's weird. It doesn't really work unless you're high speed and do your own config file. What else? Like I said, if you have a professional flight planner, there is a performance file for it. So jump in there, give it a shot. If you guys are on the fence, like I said, to me, this guy gets a W. So if you haven't had the opportunity to check it out, the URL is on the bottom of my description there. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for me. Time to go back to doing some real world work, I guess. make money. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. And until then, take care of yourselves and each other.